What's up, guys, and welcome back to another episode of Gaming with Nimbus. And today we are going to talk about the Neo Geo. Why? Because it has turned 30 years. Let's get into it. Let's go. Alright, guys, so like I was saying, the Neo Geo this year has turned 30 years old. Damn, I feel old. Now, the Neo Geo was a great console, okay? The first Neo Geo was the MVS, which was a multi-cab arcade cabinet, okay? Which means that the owners of the arcade, whether it was a pizzeria, whether it was an actual arcade place, they weren't restricted to only one game. The cabinet was able to take multiple cartridges, which means that it was cheaper for the owner to swap out games and they didn't have to buy a brand new cartridge. Now what SNK did is that when they released that and was successful, they threw out the Neo Geo Aes as a home console. But why was the Neo Geo Aes a big deal? First, for the fact that it was massively expensive. I think it released at $700, which was at the time insane for a video game console, because if you think about it, it was competing with the likes of Nintendo and Sega, and I think, don't quote me, but it was nowhere near expensive at $700. What, $200 tops at release, if that, maybe $150. Not 100% sure on the price, but I know that the Neo Geo Aes released at $700, and counting inflation for the cost now, I don't know the math. I don't know the math, but it's a lot more than $700 right now, okay? So I really didn't hear about the Neo Geo till later on. I think when I was like in high school, and I got into the Neo Geo because, as you guys know, I love fighting games, and the Neo Geo and SNK, they have one of the best fighting game library all the time. We're talking about King of Fighters, Mark of the Wolves, what else? Off the top of my head that I'm not thinking, Art of Fatal Fury, a whole bunch, okay? So I did not know, I knew of it when I was in high school, but I've never seen it. To me, the Neo Geo Aes was like, at the time, my holy grail. I would have loved to buy one. It was massively expensive. Like, for you to have a Neo Geo collection, that means you threw down a lot of cheddar, okay? A lot of that green paper, right? Because the Neo Geo was, like I said before, was massively expensive, and the games were just as expensive as the console. Well, not just as expensive, somewhere, but they were about like $100 a cartridge when they first released. And then down the line, because they didn't make so many, it just got even more expensive after a while. So I'm gonna show you the collection that I have for my Neo Geo Aes, and some of the accessories that I have for it, and tell you the stories of how I acquired my Aes. So that's what we're gonna talk about now, how I acquired my Aes. Now, I have a lot of friends that own video game stores, so one of my friends from where I live, that he has a store near me, he called me up and said, come to the store, I have something to show you. I went over there, it was the Neo Geo Aes. Now, he had it there with a whole bunch of other games, and he said, I'm going to sell this to you at a good price, and it was. I'm not going to tell you exactly how much I spent on it, but what I am going to tell you is that I didn't pay what I should have paid, okay? Let's just say it like that. What I really should have paid, because if I should have paid actual price for everything, it would have been a couple $1,000s. I didn't pay a couple $1,000s, okay? Broke prices, okay? So I'm gonna go and show you guys what I got. This was a couple of years ago now. So I got the Aes, and I got a joystick that came with the Aes. Then it's actually in my closet, and to pull it down was going to be an issue, but I got the joystick. I got one joystick, okay? Later down the line, not too long ago, probably last year, around mid last year, I was able to acquire the controllers, because I know not everyone, plays with joysticks or can play with joysticks. They like the controllers, and these are actually really good controllers, because they got the, hear that? You hear that? Let me put it up to my mic. You hear that? Oh, some great Neo Geo goodness. That's some Neo Geo goodness right there. Yummy. Okay. I also picked up one of these. I think this is one of the brick adapters for it. Let me see the focus. No focus. Anyways, one of the brick adapters which allows me to put in PlayStation 3 or PlayStation 4 controllers. And I mostly use this for my joysticks, my modern joysticks that I can use on the Neo Geo. So that way I have two joysticks. I want another Neo Geo AES joystick. I'm kind of cheap. I don't want to pay for what it actually is. So I'm just like waiting for it to, you know, lower down. Okay, for the price to go down. So we're going to talk about the games that I got and I have for the Neo Geo AES. It's not a lot. I know people that have way more games for the AES. I don't know. Hey, if you could do it, why not? I can't really do it. I would love to buy more Neo Geo AES games, but they're just a tad out of my price range. Because the prices kind of get a little ridiculous. You're talking about one game could cost you a couple of $1,000s. No exaggeration. Not even joking here. No jokes. No shit gimmicks. One game could cost you a couple of $1,000s. But let's talk about what we do have. The first game that we have is Baseball All-Stars. Well, All-Stars. No, it's Base Stars Professional. I don't know how to read apparently. Baseball Stars Professional, okay? And not only do I have part 1, but I have part 2. These are like great baseball arcade games, basically. Okay, you'll have a ton of fun. It's not your traditional baseball games, like it's not realistic, it's more cartoonish, arcade-ish. So yeah, great games, great games. Alright guys, the other game that I have is the first Fatal Fury. Okay, and I also have the second Fatal Fury. This one is a Japanese copy, and this is an English copy. If you guys didn't know, the Neo Geo AES is region free. Even if you have an American AES, you could play Japanese cartridges on it, and vice versa. If you have a Japanese AES, you can play American cartridges on it. It doesn't matter. So we all know, if you guys love fighting games, how great these games are. And they're better because they're arcade perfect. What you played in the arcade, that's what these are. And if you guys never seen a cartridge for AES, just look at this bad boy. Look at this. No joke. Just look at this. Look how big this is. All right. This is a big mofo. Okay. So if those are the two Fatal Fury games that I have for the Neo Geo AES. Another game that I have for the Neo Geo AES is League Bowling, okay? It's a bowling game, okay? It's actually a fun bowling game. I actually do like this bowling game. I pop this in time to time, you know. Wii Sports got none on this. Another game that I have for the Neo Geo AES is a game that I commonly see in every Neo Geo AES collection that most people have, is Magician's Lord. Now, Magician's Lord is a great game, okay? Actually never beaten it. I should probably sit down and try to beat this, but it's a great game. It's a really good game. And for the simple fact that it's pretty common, I should just beat it. I also have for the Neo Geo AES is the first Samurai Showdown. Let me put this right. The first Samurai Showdown in English. Okay, this is the first Samurai Showdown. Now, we all know that Samurai Showdown is an amazing fighting game. We played the new PS4 Samurai Showdown on the channel, and you know how much I love that. We also have here the Japanese version of Samurai Showdown. Now, if you guys didn't know, the Japanese Samurai Showdown isn't called Samurai Showdown. It's actually called Samurai Spirits. So in English, it's Samurai Showdown, and in Japanese, it's Samurai Spirit. Okay? I also have Samurai Showdown 2. But this is the Japanese version, so it's Samurai Spirits 2, okay? Those are the only Samurai Showdown games I have for the Neo Geo AS. Please, if it was up to me, I would have them all. But they're expensive. Very expensive. Alright guys, now we're gonna get to the series that I mostly play on my Neo Geo AS, and that is King of Fighters, okay? And this is King of Fighters 95, okay? This is the Japanese version of King of Fighters 95, okay? I also have King of Fighters 97, okay? I do not have 96. Trust me, I'm trying to find it at a great price for me to get it. There's a couple of King of Fighters games that I am missing from my collection, and the last two is kind of expensive. You're gonna hear that word a lot here, expensive, because the Neo Geo is expensive. There's a reason why they call it the Rolls Royce of video games, because they're expensive, okay? So this is King of Fighters 97. We also have here King of Fighters 98. This is the American version, okay? I also have King of Fighters 99. This is the Japanese version. Look, you can see it right here. Japanese. There you go. Japanese. Okay? Now we have King of Fighters 2000. Okay, this is the Japanese version. The American version of this, I think the last time I checked, legit goes for a couple of $1,000s, apparently. Okay, the American version of this. Okay, David, come on, zoom in. No zoom in. No zoom in. Anyways, this is the Japanese version. Wish I had the English version, but hey, it still plays the same. Still plays the same. And the last King of Fighters game I have is King of Fighters 2000. This is also the Japanese version of this game. I'm missing King of Fighters 2 and King of Fighters 3. Those are expensive. It's a bit expensive. So maybe one day. Maybe one day. Another game in my collection is Top Players Golf. This is also another game that I see that is pretty common, and a lot of people that collect for Neo Geo, they have this game. Okay, you know, it's a good typical golf game. Haven't really played it so much. I think I put it in one time. It's a golf game. It's Neo Geo. Another game in my collection is World Heroes 2 Jet. This is another game that I play a lot of. Have you noticed that most of the games that I say I play a lot of are fighting games? How surprising. But yeah, this is part 2, and it's a really good game. If you guys haven't played World Heroes and you're a fighting game fan, what have you been doing? Like, this is an awesome game. All the hero games are awesome, actually. So yeah, this is it right here. And for our last game in my collection, it's the only game that I don't have a case for because my friend that sold it to me didn't have a case for it. So I just had to take it like that, and I did. Hey, why not? It still works. So, you know, I just don't have a case for it. Okay, and that is a Super Sidekick 2. Super Sidekick 2, yeah. It's a, let's see if we can see it right there. It's a soccer game. Really not a fan of soccer, but I took it anyways. And I don't have a case for this. I am looking for a case to put this in because I don't like the fact that it doesn't have a case, but for the time being, this is what I have. This is how it's going to be. So, alright guys, so we've come to the end of the video, and basically I just showed you guys all of the Neo Geo AES games that I do have in my collection currently as of this date. And the Neo Geo console and how I got it and how I feel about the Neo Geo that it actually turned 30. Awesome. Wow, I feel old. But hey, there's a reason why I lived on. I think, again, don't quote me guys, I think the Neo Geo was discontinued in the early 2000s, something like that. Something like that. That's crazy because I think the Neo Geo AES released in 91, 92, and it discontinued in 2000. That's to show you how awesome this console was, that it lasted that long, so many years. That's impressive. All right, guys. So if you find your Neo Geo out there and you can purchase it, because I know it's expensive, I totally recommend that you guys get yourself a console. Now, that was my holy grail, and since I have it, I have a new holy grail. And funny enough, it's a game for the Neo Geo AES. And if you guys have been watching this channel for a while, you probably know what game I'm talking about, because it's my favorite Neo Geo game. It's my favorite SNK game, and that is Mark of the Wolves. I am fiending, dying, wanting so much. It's on my wish list. It's now my holy grail to get Mark of the Wolves for the AES. That game is an expensive one. We're talking about, I think the last time I checked, it was like $1,500 or something like that. I think that was the cheapest that I found it online. Not paying $1,500 for a game. I'm sorry, I love that game to death, but I'm just not gonna do that. Not gonna do that. If I could get it cheaper at a really good price, imaginable price, I will. I'll pick it up. But until that day comes, hoping and wishing. Hoping and wishing. Alright guys, if you like this video, don't forget to give me the thumbs up. Don't forget to follow me on all my social medias. All the links to all my social medias are down in the description down below. And you know, if you guys want to tell me what's your favorite Neo Geo game, or what Neo Geo games you have, or if you have a Neo Geo AES or an MVS consoleized version of the MVS, let me know down in the comments down below, okay? And don't forget, as always, to please do not forget to subscribe. I'll catch you guys on the next episode of Gaming with Nimbus. Deuces. Stay safe out there, guys.